Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Napoleon's Total War, Dutchman's probably 15th, 16th battle. This is a 4 versus 4 on Prussian hills fought, in fact, yesterday. I believe it was the 3rd of March 2018. I'm excited to go over this battle with you because I'd like to point out more the mistakes of the games played rather than the good things. Concentrating on the mistakes, you only become better, you learn from those and improve your game. So on one side we have the Turkish, British, Turkish, British coalition. This Turkish force is heavily concentrated on Janissaries. They have 4 calves. They are Delhi horsemen with 10 Janissaries, all 2 chevroned. Standard general bodyguard, and then there are Sedit light infantry, Samat Sedit light infantry. So heavily light infantry and swords. I don't go for this army because they are extremely vulnerable to cav charge. Lights can form squares, swords can fight off cav as effectively. The other Turkish player has only 2 Semets, 1 Bashi, 5 lights. Now the Turks are not known for the lights, but they do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 infantry along with 4 heavy cav. Standard general. This English force has 4 lights. There are rifles long distance. This is not a good map for long range shooting. You do have a number of foot, 4 heavy cav, and 1 foot guard, and 2 legions. German Legion foot. Only 1 elite. This English force has fencibles 2 foot. They have 3 guards, 4 lights, and 3 light cav with standard general. This is Prussian hill. Prussian hill, the key is to get the center positioning. This French force gets up there first. Actually, before starting this game, while people are taking positions, I want to point something out during these games. Do you remember the movie Gladiator? If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend seeing it. There is that scene where Russell Crowe is in the arena, and then there is a number of gladiators formed up, waiting for the next battle to be fought. And he says, anyone serving the army? A few of them not. And he says, the only way we can survive this is we'll stick together. Essentially, he creates one fighting force of those loose gladiators. Look at this too. There has been communication. I try strongly to communicate with my partners that the only way we could beat this force against us, I know some of these players. This is Neo, the Swedish player, and 1 versus 1, I will lose to him. I admit it. He's a better player. I respect him a lot. I really enjoy playing with him. On this right angle, this Austria's, this is Mr. Mr. also is as good a player as I am, and I respect him a lot. Again, 1 versus 1, I bet my partners will lose to him. So 1 versus 1, we will lose to these guys. Bad positioning, shooting in the hill. But by uniting, having 4 factions together, all not going around the hill, but coming up the hill, while these guys are trying to outflank. So essentially 4 forces are fighting versus 2 right now. We are stronger. Even though Russia was able to get to the hill quicker, they can attack because Turkey is right next to me, other Turkey is right next to me, and so this Turkey, they can't attack this Turkey army either. with the cav, even though they're vulnerable, is due strongly protected by cav and infantry to their flanks. So similar to the movie Gladiator, and I love that scene, you see individual actions, individual attacks will not lead to anywhere. Even that one actor, I forgot his name, who wanted to be the hero, he was probably much stronger than the Gladiator. He went there and he got an arrow in his leg and had to be survived by Russell Crowe. Same goes here. Work together. If it's a multiplayer, communicate with each other. Pick your partners wisely. And if you stick together, like look at this map over here. You stick together, you're always stronger. Now battle started. Let's look at some of the actions going on. You don't want to cap behind your own line. This English force has its this English player has his forces much better positioning, the squares, and inflicting more casualties. Look at these rifles are useless, short distance. These guys are probably shooting in his own men's back, you gotta watch out. This French player, again, the point is you support each other, and if you're going for outflank, you gotta be aggressive. You gotta push so hard and as quickly as possible in order to distract these forces and then come through. Light infantry, most of these guys are shooting in the ground. Turkey has a better positioning and these swords are well in position. Look at this Russian player. I'm gonna call him by his name. I love the way he plays, Neil. Look how well his lines are stretched. He's daring me, essentially daring me to attack, and he will shoot me from all sides. The Opelcheni, they are the militia, and they are in the forest, first line, muskets, and he has probably some more hidden units here. Now, realizing that the swords are coming for attack, he's sending his cav. That when these swords are attacking, you see beautifully how the lines are pulling back, forming square, and shooting these swords into pieces. Well played and supported by cav. Very well done here as far as the teamwork goes. That's a strong attack by Turkey. Now, if they keep on attacking, if they push forward, and you see supported by English cav, these are the heavy cavs and light cavs from my side, heavy cav from the other partner. These cavs are meant in order to put these guys in square, and then followed by fencibles to shoot those squares, but not a good positioning because they are getting shot into pieces. And the Russian cav is being supported by the Austria's cav. 56, 21. Great move by Russia. Look at them, keeping their coolness, they're keeping the distance, and they're shooting both the English and the Turkish forces in pieces. Very well positioned, supported by cav. Excellent work here. Now finally France is coming to play, so the pressure is building up on this left flank. Looking from the defender's perspective. Actually, I stand corrected. This is the attacking side. Look at it, beautiful position. These Cavs have no chance, and this attack has to come to a halt. What they did achieve, however, is a foothold on the hill, but they are going to get shot if they're not careful. Now, Turkey is sending its swords once more, trying to go after these forces, but look at these guys. They're just waiting to shoot these swords into pieces. You don't want to send 1, 2, 3, 4 forces together. Look at that. Now, England realizing the danger Turkey is in, trying to support, sending cav and infantry forward, but this just not work. Look at this formation. Much better. Look at these British forces. They are forced to pull forward to protect these swords. Look, all these swords in one spot. That's not good. So both English players have to sacrifice forces, send their calves to protect these swords. These swords are now too far away, and they're getting shot. They're gonna be tired by the time they reach over here, and this calf is just waiting to pick them apart. This force is forgotten. If you are Turkey and you're attacking, don't attack like this. The reason I'm saying is that they are susceptible to calf charge and shooting, and these swords will break through everything, but you gotta use them well. England really has to push us forward to protect these swords from not getting shot. Look, the calf infantry, and it's gonna cost them a lot. Calf charge on the foot. Fencibles can't form square, so England is pulling everything they have and had to push forward, so these swords are being protected well. In the meantime, France being able to outflank, good move, but these guys are just standing. Push hard. You push hard, you will break through this flank. Heavy calf coming from this side. So this is Hersin 3, I believe, first time playing him. He's 3-star, but he's playing so well. And his calf helped England to survive, and for Turkey to get back in position. And you could see my forces are in a really bad position. Slides are unprotected. They're just trying to pull back as quickly as possible, and the cap is ripping through them. Russia is playing really well, very well positioned. These Austrian forces, they should have either be more aggressive pulling forward or not going that way at all and just stick together and push up the hill. But you see that the calf is moving to center, and all this calf concentration is purely meant to get these swords. Turkey, this is GRJ playing. His calf is pulling all together and trying to support the English side and chase out the French calf. Those French forces are now gone. There's only one unit left, and that's going to be gone too. So the danger is gone. Had these calves been supported by the infantry back here, they would have been a lot more scarier. Now, there is a little pause in the game. There was a push, started with Turkey. England had come to aid. The other English forces had to come to aid. So did the Turkey on this side send their calf to protect his force. I did lose a lot of men here. I'm not happy with this attack. What we did achieve, however, is that we got the beachhead, if one can say. We were able to get the pinnacle of the hill and have the positioning in this game. Oh wow, I was wrong. This French cap is still a nuance. Attacking the general. No longer. Good work from GRJ on this side, supporting his partner. So, the defenders, Alliance 2, have better positioning. They have the hill, They have the forest. Austria is stretching the line. Turkey's got to be very careful with this. They're lucky that Austria got in late. These Cavs are just running back and forth for now. So there's a little pause in game. Let's look at the map. The attackers are trying to outflank, but this is just a solid wall. Absolutely solid wall. It's extremely difficult to break through. Another Cav charge. A single Cav charge will not do the work. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not a Cav charge. It's their own forces. But as player, had these forces stuck together, pushed up, the Cav would have been a lot more effective toward these swords. Turkey pulling back their heavy Cavs. They did excellent work. England supporting Cav to the left, realizing the attack might be coming from this side. Russia very well positioned. Stretch lines, and any push would be extremely difficult, if not impossible, to break through with this formation. So, like most games, there is a drive to get the upper hand. You know, once you see the other guy up on top of the hill, you do want to get up the hill. You want to attack. This is, by the way, not a good. We keep shooting in the ground. Yeah, you gotta be more aware of it. Just little pops up shots here and there. They will do the damage. There you go, one dead, foot guard. That's actually good, shooting those foot guards, expensive units. But there is this drive to get up the hill and push the other party over the hill. That's why it's so important at the start of the game to get the positions that you need on the map. Study the map, know the good spots, and then get there. These guys are just shooting in the ground. Look at that. You gotta have a better situation awareness. Very, very tough of Austria to push. My lights forming the far end, supported by Ottoman Cav. Great teamwork. This player was very, very impressive. Only 3 stars, and he's doing so well. First time I played him, very, very impressed by his awareness. Look the way he's utilizing the forest. Getting protection. They're just right at the slope of the hill. Line stretch, support infantry. These guys are just right at the bottom of the edge, so they're not going to get shot. And they have stakes up there versus Cav. There's another attack coming from now other flank. This is a more aggressive attack. Old guards, young guards, and these guys are still shooting in the air, in the hill. So the push is coming. Turkey sending a Cav for support. That's a good move. You have foot and a foot guard fighting off Fusiliers, but the numbers are just too much for England to hold. So this is a good place for break, and you see Austria has Cav as a backup to push through. These Cavs getting shot, not a good situation awareness. I'm sure they're not aware of this. Terrible waste of Cav. England's doing a great job with taking pop shots. Foot guards, that's a waste. That's a waste. This is going to be very, very, very scary. Attack from left flank. English, those lights that were on the left flank, now realizing that this flank is clear, pushing hard to the other flank. Right flank seems to be broken. These forces are getting up the hill. Good move of the English-French coordination. Turkey realizing that, sending his swords to the right. Wow, the entire right flank is about to collapse. What I'm trying to show you with this battle is not individual glorious actions and high cinema graphics, but strategy. How you could work together and either break through or defend, hold the line. One thing I'm not happy about is that these units all move together. So the center is coming open. You move all your swords, there's a gap here. Luckily, again, the left flank is sending support. England is sending their lights. They have 2 cav units here. So now the swords are going for attack. I'm sorry. This force needs to stop shooting. You don't want to shoot your own guys in the back. This is a massive, massive sword charge. The ground is just shaking. France well positioned to shoot these guys, and wisely they have to retreat. Turkey, good move, not continuing with attack. Look, these guys are just in formation. Had Turkey gone over the edge, they would have been shot into pieces. That attack is going hand in hand with Austria's attack, and look, the Turkish player is just in perfect position. A lot of Grenzers, but Turkey has a better positioning, and they have the stakes up, giving better defensive bonus. Cav without infantry support is not good, but he sees there are only lights, so that would be easy to get. Turkey realizing that, sending the Cav to intercept. Needed more Cav. There's more Cav coming. There's 2 more. These 3 units had to be here to just break through. So only lights here and swords. You could have broken through right here. This is the problem with the stretched lines. It's very, very hard to support. Our lines are a lot shorter. France getting in position. This player, Cersei, wasn't aware of his infantry. They just kept moving forward. He lost 3 units. That's a shame. But look, he's getting attacked from this side, and he just wasn't aware of these forces. France is in a great position. Look at them. The right flank is basically on the verge of breaking. $38, $54, $35. Only 3 lights left. England's got to send more forces. They have 4 lights, and now they have 2 guards. The cold stream guard and the foot guard. So this is a good temporary situation, or temporarily solution. Forgive me. Now look at this bad situational awareness of England. These are actually my own forces. So look at the hill. You're putting your lights right behind the hill. That's not where they're supposed to be. Excellent work of the English forces. They're sending their lights along with these lights. And luckily, there you go. So these guys are getting a shot on an old guard, but the other two units are just shooting in the hill. That's a horrible positioning. I think I realized that, so I'm just moving them quickly around, hoping that France is not noticing it. The French do notice, and they're overcoming the gap. They get a good shot. No shot. Now these Turkish forces, I have to admit, during this game I was just yelling my lungs out and saying, attack right, this is the area you want to attack, this is where the concentration of French forces are, there is no cap, this is just a prime location for the Turks to attack. Yet they're attacking to the gap. There's 3 units over here while he's committing his entire force. And once you push out too far, you are going to be outflanked. And look, Russia realizing that, sending 2 units to outflank them. Sending more units. This unit is going to get shot from all sides. If you can run, don't form square against those swords. I was yelling so hard, please attack this flank. This is the flank you want to attack with your swords. Now finally, the lights are in position and they're doing some major damage. General staff and the old guards. These guys are better positioned. So you ran your entire force forward, and in return you got 1 unit that was partially dead, while the other 2 units managed to escape, and now you're going to get shot from the sides. I'm glad that Turkey realized this and now pulling back. Had they just gone too far, they would have been so vulnerable to getting shot from all sides. So this English teamwork, these 2 players are trying to hold on against this overwhelming force of the French, and they are just breaking through. Essentially, our right flank is gone. Look at see, he's already over the hill and even further. But they're pulling back. These are just lights. You could just break through them. Now, one thing with this game is at the start of the game, if you remember, right over here, Russia committed their cavalry toward my lights. Austria committed the cavalry, tried to get these lights up here, and the French committed the 3 caps up here. They were counterattacked by Turkish heavy cav. These are my cav, by the way. Little sneaky attack. 27-12, managed to keep them together. The attackers committed, to my belief, the attackers committed their cav too early. They got the calves killed too quickly, and that calf could be crucial more toward the end of the battle, because then you could concentrate on these swords and pick them up one by one. Right now it's extremely tough. They don't have the hill, and they don't have a cap to overcome the gap. So finally, these British forces were able to regain ground and get the right flank slightly back. On this side, there are just minor skirmishes. Let's look at the positioning here. I'm curious. I truly believe Turkey has a better positioning here. Look at this, the stakes, much better. Wow, Grenzel's been suffering a lot of that. There was some calf charge here too. There is no infantry support behind these guys, so very susceptible to calf charge. This is a very difficult battle. Turkey hiding in the calf back here. Perfect. Excellent move by Turkey. And this player, I was really impressed by the way he's got his forces up. Look at him, he's pulling them back so not getting shot. Very well positioned. And General is backed up with a line supporting these guys, the lights. So they will last a long time. These few lights will hold off the entire right, protect our entire left flank. Stakes, lights, good infantry support, calf cover, and the General. This is a good positioning. This flank is solid, absolutely solid. Now, the right flank is back to status quo. I have my 2 cav hidden in the forest here. I started with 3, I still have 2. Though really don't count this as a cav unit, it's only 12 men in it. 2/3 of them are gone. There's a general retreat. The attackers realize it's almost impossible to get the hill. Let's get back at the start of the story, because that is the red. How would you say this is the line through my story? Is that at the start of the game we had an agreement. I raised a question, gentlemen, are we going for the hill or not? The consensus was we're going for the hill. So then I made them vow that every player on our side has to commit their entire force toward the hill. The 2 flanks will get the 2 sides of the hill. The 2 center forests will go straight for the hill. The second vow that I made them to do, fanatic, is that we have to support each other. You see one side under pressure, we come to his aid. We will not let, we don't tolerate individual fights. We come to each other's supports. The third requirement, this is all happening before the game. The third requirement was that if we had the hill, that we will hold, we will not bypass the hill, and work together to come with another strategy. Those were the 3 requirements at the start of the game. And you could see these lights. Their foots. Oh, my foots are now from the center coming to the left flank. We're realizing the push. My lights are moving to left flanks, plus my 2 guards. I asked my right flank if it's okay for me to take my forces back, whether it was secure enough or not. He said yes, so I pulled back my forces. I asked Turkey to hold, only send 3 janissaries, that's it. Turkey sends an entire force. So this center is now completely vulnerable. For that, because of that, I wasn't able to send my lights to the left flank, so I had to stay on top and hold the center. Turkey is just going nuts. they're getting shot. This is not a good cav attack. You have the squares and there's no infantry support. They do realize that. I'm pulling back. Please don't go too far. These are my 2 units. Now this is what I'm proud of. Only 27 and these guys are still standing. And 2 foot. Oops, realizing they're outnumbered, and everyone is pulling back, so are they. Hungarian Fusiliers versus standard infantry. Foot. There is a push here coming. This could have been a distraction. If you look, the attack is taking place again on the left flank. There are 4 elite units. I'm seeing the attack coming from the right flank, so I'm trying to cover. These English forces are coming. There is another foot unit here. I've hidden cav here, and I'm trying to hold back the flank here. Remember, there were 4 lights and 2 guards. But what happens is, and this bothers me so much. Yesterday I was so upset about this. This entire Turkish force who was supposed to stand here and protect the right flank is shifting toward left. And they're just running toward the open fields where you have the musketeers formed up, stretched lines, ready to shoot them one by one. And we are getting outflanked from this side. I was furious about this yesterday. Protect the left flank. I have just 2 small units and they're even out of position. Well, they're trying to shoot these guys, Grenzers, but look at them. And the flank has fallen. Very, very aggressively. So these Turkish forces could have been here. They should have been here. At least 3 of them. I kept asking. I only need 3 Janissaries. They could have broken through this entire force here. Yet the center is open. I had to commit more of my forces to the right flank to hold off. These guys are just running around and getting shot without bringing any positive result to the where they need to be attacking side. And had they been over here, they're now been able to shoot or attack these French forces. This looks really, really scary. Look at. Now I committed 4 lights. These are all small units, 23, 45, 49, to one side versus 1, 2 Coldstream, foot, and a light. Probably too much, but it was a lot going on then. Realizing that, I'll bring 1 unit back, trying to hold this center, and yeah, you have 2 elite units. This center looks really scary. And you got 3 more coming from here. My lines are stretched, but the problem is that I don't want to shoot in the ground. So I have them off shooting, taking my time. Now see, these guys are over the edge. Now I can shoot. And they're dropping. So be aware of the positioning. It does look really scary. This cav unit should have come to the support. Had this cav unit been in here and charged through, I had to form square, and they would have ripped through our right flank. It still doesn't look good here. My cav, realizing that, is trying to outflank. There's a general over here they could attack. There's another general back there unsupported. Coldstream guards pulled back from the center to the edge. Now they could start shooting, attacking from the left. On this side, the swords came back from here. Now they're attacking to the left. I don't know where they are going. They have not been utilized this entire time and they're tired. Look at that. They are just running around. Turkey wants to commit their offense. Again, Russia is playing so wonderfully well, taking their time, having good positioning, stretching the lines, attacking from the sides. He's an absolutely great player. These summer janissaries are being completely wasted. Wow, shot in the face. Ouch. Wasted unit. Three foot, 1 elite, and a general. Withdrawing the entire Turkish forces, and this cav unit is going to harass these Semats. And these guys are just exhausted. Excellent move by this cav. Cuirassiers. You have to pull back though. And your infantry is just too far away. Okay, one of our players is gone, and because of that, our center is extremely vulnerable. I was able to just manage in time, pull the forces in, and hold the center slightly. These guys are breaking through our center. There's a general. Where is my cav? These are the 2 cavs still sneaking around. I was trying to go after these Russians, but they realized my cav. They see it. Very good situational awareness. So I'm pulling them back. Instead, I'm going to go after this general. We lost the center, just like that. If you look at this map, pause it for a sec. Center, you see the blue is on it. We had the center, we lost it. There's 1 force left, and the entire center collapsed. Old guards, Coldstream guards. There is only 1 fencible unit, another fencible of 50. This is just nothing. There's 61 Turkish infantry, 54 Turkish infantry. They are not as strong as the Russians are. Now, one thing about Russia is they have good charges. Their infantry has a high charging morale charges. So, but I did not see any charges from Turkey on this side. This Turkey, they don't have any shooting capability, so they're just standing target. Oh, this is so vulnerable right now. The general charges through my... Now, one thing I want to say, my cav finally comes into action and a charge right into the back of this Coldstream Guards. Though a good charge, I don't recommend it. This was not a good charge. Because you sent 2 units. The point is to take them out of action for a while, so your infantry can move forward and shoot them. But you could have done this with 1 cav, not 2. Instead of wasting my both units, and so my both units are gone. Had I done it with 1 unit only, I still had 1 cav unit, and I was still able to stretch my lines and shoot this 1 unit of stream guard. They won, but they could have done even better than that. So don't commit 2-3 forces at the same time. Use each force, each unit at a time. My general is holding back a few fencibles. Oh, there they are. We got the right flank again. This is good news. The French are gone. Austria is just too far away to connect. Now, this was a point that I asked my players aggressively, if I may add. Make sure that these 2 forces don't combine. You see how isolated they are? If they combine, they're gonna be a lot more difficult to beat till they're separate. So my request is pull everything you have, drive a wedge. So this is the wedge over here between the Russians and the Hungarian Fusiliers. And these guys were just because too far away. It takes them a long time to get in line and start shooting Janissaries. And these Janissaries are waiting their time. They're very tired, and these guys are very tired. As this is a very, very scary position for the Janissaries. They can't shoot back, they have to run, and they're already extremely tired. Luckily there's some cav. Cavs come in, these guys have to form square. They don't, they decide to pull back, and the Janissary is going to start attacking them. They can't do it, they're just too tired. They're trying to form columns so they could run quicker, but they're just too tired. Ouch. These Janissaries are just lighter units, and so they could run faster. Even these guys are exhausted. The cav is still fresh, so we could catch up with them and force them to form square. Look at these guys are just exhausted. Ouch. And this is the elite unit. In cases like this, you do have to sacrifice one unit while the other units form their line. There's no point in running away. Very, very scary position for Austria. No general. Their elite is in square. Very badly positioned. Ouch. This was not a good micromanagement of that was not good at all. You gotta sacrifice one unit and start forming your lines right away. and the order comes down the line, form a wedge. Don't let these Russians combine forces with Austria, and the order is followed. A general charge coming from all sides, driving a wedge between these Russians and the Austrians. I hope he has a moral boost to give. Good job. Turkey does bring the general in the fray. What a mess. There's no boost either. General charge. I am asking for these 2 cav units, heavy cavs. Still, you see the importance of having cav at later stages of the game. Don't waste your cav at the start of the battle. I realize it's happening too many times. I understand you want to get the position and you charge into enemy's line, and they might cause inflict some damage, but having your cav at a later stage of the battle is so much more advantageous. You could do so much more options you have. And if you do choose Russia, choose them because of what they're good at. Charge. General wanted to attack these lights, would have been good force to attack, but because of these 2 calves, General has to retreat. Yeah, I was really impressed by this Turkish player. And he only sent 1 unit. This is something I made a mistake last time, sending both. He only sent 1. Excellent move by that. And that goes hand in hand with the infantry, you see? Force them into square and then shoot them with the infantry. And these are my forces. His lights, no, that's actually my light. These are 2 of my forces. That's my partner's Turkish cav. So there is a lot of communication going on behind the screen. Attack, pull back, let me shoot. If you want to have an effective game, I'll tell you this straightforward, guys. This Russian player is a better player than anyone else on this map. I would lose probably 8 out of 10, 1 versus 1 against him. But the reason we are in a winning hand is the teamwork, working as one force, as 1 unit. Absolutely crazy. Look at this. These calves are incredible. And this is the last unit. There's one general. And the general. The king is dead. Long live the king. Blucher under his horse. Statistics. Hirsin 3. He had 1144 enemy kills. He lost 1282. I'm absolutely impressed by the way he played. He's only a 3-star. He could always be on my side. Dutchman, 1394 kills, 1222 losses. JRJ had the most kills on our side, 1461, 1350. I do have to apologize to him, so I will apologize to him right now. I did yell at him a lot during the game. I was not agreeing with his strategy. I asked him to be a lot more supportive during the attacks from both flanks. He likes to play more individually, and he commits all his forces at once. I'd rather him to commit smaller units at a time. But it did the job. 1461 enemy kills, 1350 losses. Yield did an excellent job on our right flank, 1050 killed, 1259 losses. He had it tough. He fought versus two forces, the combined forces of the English and the French. Mister, he was Austria. Mister is an excellent player, but I do want to criticize him in this game. He should not have gone for the outflanking move. He wasted a lot of time by sending his forces back and forth. He needed to have a better coordination with his cav infantry units. He needed to stay closer to Neo Hoger. Neo did an excellent work, 1558 kills, more than anyone else on this map. He did have 1662 losses. His setting was excellent, the way his lines were stretched, there was depth in his lines, and again, he fought really well. My hat off, very well played, my friend. We have from Dogs, Taker 408, 1057 kills, 1395 losses. One thing, if I may, both players are, I haven't played as many General von History as well. I recommend them to do better coordination. Though they're stuck together, but their offenses were one at a time. I do want to, General von History did an excellent job pushing his 3 cav units behind our line, but it was just not enough support. And with 3 cav behind the entire enemy line, you won't be able to do much. And it's really hard to coordinate too, because from one side you have to pay attention to one side of the hill and then the other side, and so it's very difficult to micromanage. Overall, great battle. My point of this battle was, and I'm going to go back to where I started, I believe the reason that the players on our side won is not that we are better players, is that we managed to teamwork. All 4 of us rush charged to the hill, kept our lines together. We supported our sides. Many times I saw Hirsin 3 moving his forces from left flank to right, and at the same time I saw JRJ supporting Yield. So this is the key. Support each other, work as a unit, concentrate your forces on a numerical inferior numbers and break through that way. Hope you learn from this, and more importantly, you enjoy this game. Please give me your feedback. I need your support, and on to the next game. Cheers.